Okay, all the mentors. So sir is going to take the session. So kindly cooperate with him. Sir, please continue the session, sir. Please unmute your mic and you can speak.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. So this is Keshav from JSpiders and QSpiders. Hope you are seeing my screen and I'm audible to everyone. So if anything problem you face, yeah, you can drop me a message that if you are not able to see my screen and I'm not able to audible to anyone, please drop a message on the chat box. Right. So good afternoon, everyone, and today is the first session on Java programming, core Java programming. So today I'll just walk through what are things we are going to learn and what are the topics we are going to cover here, and what are the things, what are the softwares we require, and how to install and how to start writing a program. So we'll gradually go step by step. So, so first today I'll just walk through the syllabus and all what are the things I'm covering for you guys, and you can, if you have, can make a note of it, and and during the sessions, if you get any kind of questions or clarification, please make a note of it. I'll drop you my mail ID, so you can send an email to me. I'll definitely reply back to your questions and queries. So I'll be very happy if you have a queries, guys. And let's make interactive offline. If you're not able, if your audience are not in front of speaker, please note down my email ID. I'll share with you, everyone, and I'll ask the coordinator to share with you, and you can drop me a mail. I'll definitely reply back to your queries and I'll answer all your doubts, guys. Right. So so let's start with the session, and so I think everyone can see now the white screen. Uh, uh, so that I'll be writing all the contents or all the explanation. So I'll be writing on this white slides, and this will be visible for everyone, and it's a diagrammatic. All the diagrammatics, whatever I write, I'll just show with this. So, so myself, I'm Keshav, guys, which I'm going to take Java, and I come with experience of 14 years in industry. I worked on different MNC, on banking application, as well as on storage domain application, cloud computing, virtualization. And teaching wise, I've been teaching the Java from past 12.5 years, and I have an immense experience in training in core Java. So far I've trained around 2.5 lakhs students in my career. And online, I'm doing this online training also. Very long ago I started this one. So I'm very much pleased to take a class for you guys through APSDC program, right? So this is my name, just if in case if you have, and so at the end of the session, I'll give you my email ID. You can coordinate with me, guys, right? So today, it's all, I'll just tell you what are things we need, what you have to do, everything I'm going to cover. So what actually you need, guys, for Java point of view, and from there J2W or whatever your course you're aligned for you, right? So the course is you're going to cover up this entire thing. I'm going to do with core Java programming, right? With that, so we'll start with core Java programming. So this I'll go through this this language, this program, this particular language in 3 different sections, guys. So you'll have I've splitted this into 3 different sections. So each sections is important for you, and each sections helps you for your career as once you start working in the industry, guys. The content what I'm going to cover will cover for understanding the subject, and it will cover how you work in industry once you get your job, once you start your work, guys, how you use all these concepts in real-time application development. So that's a major objective. But in this module, you are going to learn only how to write programs in Java language. Right, later once you learn Android or J2EE, so you will have a fair knowledge of developing an applications, guys. Right. So section 1. So I'm going to split this one different section. Section 1. You're going to have in the section 1. You're going to start. I'll start with JDK installation. So before we start writing any program, I will cover what is a JDK, how do we do JDK installation, and what is the use of Java compiler. So what is the meaning of Java compiler? So what is JVM, why we need JVM, and what is JRE? So why we need JRE? What's the benefit of JRE? What is this terminology? These are all the terminologies we come across in Java language as a very beginner, as a fresher. So you have to know what is all those things. Without knowing this, you cannot say that I am good in Java programming. First thing, you should know all these things, why it has been provided, what's the use of all those things, and how do I write programs using all these 3 components, guys. So that's the first session, so which you're going to cover. So after that, so we're going to learn, I'm going to teach you how to write a simple program in Java, keeping in mind of compilation. We're going to do with the compilation, how to do compilation, and how do we do execution. So what are the steps in compilation, what are the steps in execution? So everything we're going to learn in this next topic of this section. So simple program to write structure of writing a Java programs, guys. And what are the steps I should follow to compile and execute a Java program. So once we have done with this, we can start understanding the variables. So we'll start with the variables. The topics or the syllabus which I'm going to cover. So it will be like I'll assume all of you, even though you are engineers, you have done programming. You've done the programming in your C language and all. Close that window. C language and all, but still I start with variables so that you have a fair knowledge of why we use these variables, what is the use of variables, right? And once you are comfort with variables, what are the data types provided in Java language? How many data types are there in Java language? So how we use the Java language data types to declare and store the values. So we're going to use that, learn that one. So after that, so we along with variables, I'll cover the important operators which is needed. So as a beginner, what are the operators I want to know when I'm a beginner? So once you know of a beginner concept, later you'll learn advanced operators also. So basically we'll start with variables and operators. Once we are comfort with that, so we're going to learn how to use control statements in Java language. The control statements are you might have all aware in other languages like if statement. So how to use switch statement and how to use looping statements. What is the syntax of using for loop in Java? What is the syntax of using while loop in Java, right? So how it is different? Is it same from C language or it is different from other language? All we are going to learn. So in this section, and after that you're going to write once you know the control statements, once you know the variables, Once we know the operators, so then we will start with the functions. So we should know how to use functions, how to write functions, how to call functions, what are function input parameters, what are functions output parameters, what is the syntax of writing input and output parameters, how to use that one. So everything I'll cover in a functions topic. So once I finish functions topic, so then we can go with the how the arrays is being used in Java language, right? So what is an array? What is array concept? When do I go for array? What are the different options, different functions provided in arrays? So all those things we're going to learn in the arrays part, and also a simple introduction to strings. The strings are very important thing in Java, but we will go in detail later. But in the section 1, the section 1 is basically for understanding the basic stuffs. So section 1 is just to know what is variable, control statement, functions, and how to write basic programs. So once we finish with this section 1, so here whatever the arrays and strings I'm covering, I'm not going to cover the advanced technology with advanced topic here, but only thing is in section 1, it's a basics. So keep in your mind, so in section 1 I'm covering basics of Java programming. I'm not going to teach in depth about this in the section, right? Once you're all familiar with variables, with operators, with functions, with arrays and strings, so this is the right time where you can understand, or we can go to the next section, so which is very important. So actual thing is your next section 2. The section 2 is about object-oriented principle. How to use this OOPS concepts in Java. How do we use that one? So that is the main thing, guys. Java is very popular because of its object-oriented programming principles. So, but to learn object-oriented programming principle, we need to be very good. The beginner, you guys, all of your freshers, you should know how to use variables and functions. So the basic funda of learning object-oriented programming is you should know how to declare a variable, how to use a functions. Once you are comfort with that, you can beautifully write a programs in object-oriented programming, guys, using OOPS principles, right? So here we will start with what is a class. Why should I write a class? And what is an object? What is an object? Why we need to create an object? What do you mean by an object? So that is what the first topic in the section 2, the class and object. And then we'll start with the constructors. So what is a constructors? So why we need constructors? So what is the uses of constructors? So all this we are going to learn. After that we are going to learn the relationship. So we're going to learn one particular relationship, inheritance. So what is an inheritance, right? So even the audience, your participants, even though if you don't know any OOPS principle, or even if you have not learned any OOPS principle earlier also, no need to worry. Everything I'll cover in this section only, guys. If you have a zero knowledge on OOPS concepts, please don't get worried. I'm going to cover that in this class only. What is inheritance? So why should I write inheritance programs? What is the benefit of that? Everything I'll cover it. You no need to learn extra thing to attend my classes, guys. So even if you don't know how to write a program, attend my basic programming sessions, you'll become a very good programmer. Even though you have not written, you have not learned any, you don't have any academic subject of object-oriented programming, I have not started in my academics, that is also fine. Please attend OOPS section, you will understand it. So no prerequisite to start this one, guys. If you just sit my sessions, you attend my sessions, you will become a very good programmer using object-oriented programming. So everything I'll cover in the classes itself, my sessions, guys, no need to get worried about. But only thing, make sure if you get any kind of questions, you please note down in your paper, in your book, and please ask your coordinators there, or you can drop your mail to me. I will definitely interact with you guys. So this is one of the OOPS principle, inheritance. After that, we are going to learn method overloading. So what is method overloading? And then we are going to learn method overriding, right? We are going to learn method overriding in Java, guys. Now, after this method overloading, overriding, so we are going to move on to the very important topic, typecasting. How the typecasting happens in Java, how we can do one type of casting to other types, so that we are going to learn. So after that, we are going to learn one of the major principle, polymorphism. So we're going to learn the polymorphism. After that, we're going to learn abstract class. Then interfaces. We want to learn interfaces of Java, and then we are going to complete another one of the beautiful principle, abstraction. So we're going to cover abstraction principle, and then at the end I'm going to cover encapsulation. So what is an encapsulation? Why we need encapsulation? All those things I'm going to cover. In this basically this section is to learn object-oriented principles by using Java language. And here, guys, all of you just keep in your mind, these are the important principles the OOPS tells us. OOPS always gives 4 major principles. There are other sub-principles also, but these are 4 major principles: inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism, and encapsulation. So you have to be good in these 4 principles. So once you are good in this 4 principles, yes, you are a object-oriented programming developer. You can develop application with this OOPS principles. You can write programs in object-oriented programming. Right? So once we finish off this section, so then we can start with the last section. So the last section is about the section 3 is about understanding in detail about Java. So let's little bit like libraries. So what are the libraries we have in Java? That is what you're going to learn. But to learn that libraries, you should know OOPS principles. So all the libraries program of Java language is built with the OOPS principles. You have to use that OOPS concepts, guys. So here we are going to learn first thing, we are going to learn strings. Already in the basic session I've just given an introduction, so I'll be giving an introduction, but in this library we're going to learn strings in depth. What are the functions so we have in a strings, what is the advantage of a strings in Java, what is the disadvantage of strings in Java, everything we are going to learn in section 3. And after that we're going to learn the most important concept. One of the most important concept in Java is exception handling. So how do we do exception handling? What is an exception handling? Why we need to do exception handling? What happens if I don't do exception handling? So all those things we're going to learn in this exception handling part, guys. And after that, so we're going to learn again arrays. So arrays a little bit in depth. In basic section we have just learned how we are going to learn how to use the array and how to create and store the values. In libraries we're going to learn little bit depth operations on the array. So, and after that you're going to learn collections. So which is more important, collections framework. So this is the most advantage of Java library because of the collection frameworks, guys. So how to use this collection frameworks, and at the last we're going to do multi-threaded programming. How do we write multi-thread programs in Java? How the thread execution happens in Java. So we will wind up this core Java session with file programming. How to read a data from the file, how to write a data from the file. So all those things we're going to cover in this that's the last part, file programming. So it's an overview, guys. I'm not giving a full syllabus here. So I'm just giving you overview what we are trying to learn. So there are some additional things which I have not mentioned here, but we will learn it in that particular topic heading. So all the things which is needed for a basic a beginner to write a good programs in Java, to develop an application using Java language, everything I'll cover in the core Java programming section. So this is an high level. I'm just giving a brief introduction what I'm going to do it. Here, with respect to from your course, what is the program you are going from skill development, and with respect to your project, and with respect to your career, my advice, since I come with 14 years of experience, I worked with different applications, guys. What we look in a fresher when we hire you in a company, after taking this course advantage, what is the benefit you get? When you attend intros, either in your campuses or if you come out and attend off campus, a fresher who passed out just now, what we expect, what the industry expects from you. When you say you know Java, when you say that I have undergone Java training organized by government or colleges, so what we expect from you is, so you have to be good in the hoops principle, whatever I highlighted in the box. So basically you have to be good in that. Another thing is you have to be good in these three libraries part, right? So thinking of yourself getting into IT industry or getting into a role of software engineer with this program which is conducted by government which helps you to build your career. So when you say in any company that I undergo programming in training in Java programming, so we expect you guys to be very good in all this highlighted part. The box is what I mentioned. So if you're not good in this, rest all, if you're okay, if you're excellent in other topics, we won't, most of the companies won't prefer, because those are all very basic things, everyone knows it. And these are all the things which I mentioned in the boxes are the one which we expect more in-depth knowledge, proper knowledge from a fresh graduates. So why I'm telling this one, when you're learning, when you're practicing, when you're working with your programs, keep in your mind that it should help you to get your job. It should help you to work in an industry. So that where you should concentrate more, which is your most required topic of your Java in your entire life of software engineer. So all this I mentioned, guys. So don't lose focus on these topics and keep concentrated on all the topics, but more concentration on this, because these are the things which we use very much in the industry while developing an application. And especially in the interview panel, from the candidate, we ask questions more on these topics. So if you are very good in these topics, yes, we select you. If you are not good in this topic, no, we don't select you. That's how any company decides fresher. If you say that I know Java language, so we expect up to this, guys. Fine. So now, so this is what a syllabus which I described you guys. So let's start with the first section, first topic of the section 1. So JDK installation part, and what is this JDK installation, what is Java, C, JVM and JRE. So everything we're going to learn today, and today I'll cover up the theory part of this one. So if I get a time, I'll do the installation, or tomorrow we'll see the installation, and then we'll straight away start with simple program of compilation and execution. Fine. Okay. Once again. Fine. So again, you can see a blank screen. You have on your screen, guys. Black screen. Fine. Okay. Yes. So while explaining, if you please take your pen and paper, notebook, and note down what I'm explaining, or listen to me what I'm explaining. So after that, so I'll give you 5 maximum 2-3 minutes to note down everything. So please don't do parallelly. So listen my explanation. My explanation is very, very important for you. And if you want to take down what I'm writing, I'll give you time. So you'll get enough time. Don't make it in a hurry. So but concentrate my explanation. The explanation makes you simple, guys. Then you can relate to the diagrams, what all the things I'm writing. Right? Okay. See, every language, any software language when you're learning and when you're developing programs or applications with any language, right? You have to you will come across 3 steps. So you will actually come across of 3 steps of when you're writing a programs, right? The step 1, I'm just writing on a right top corner. Step 1, source code. You have to create a source code. So that's called as a writing a program. So step 1 is a writing a program. So we call it as in industry, we call it as a source code. So in general term, we say it as we are writing a program, right? Second thing, step 2, we are going to do compilation. And step 3, so we call it as a execution. So any language you learn, guys, you will always do these 3 sections, guys, right? This 3 section indicates that what you're trying to do. You're trying to do with what? Source code creation and source code compilation and source code execution, guys. So your program execution, source code creation, compilation, and execution. You do it in C language, you do it in .NET or C++ or Java, these steps remain same. That there is no change in the steps. You have to first start with source code creation, then do the compilation and do the execution, right? So let's understand these 3 steps with respect to the Java language, with respect to Java. I'm going to explain everything, how all these 3 steps happens in Java, right? What are the different things you can find out in Java, everything I'll cover it, guys, right? So step 1, you are doing source code creation. A source code creation is nothing but you are writing a program. A program, you all guys know that program is nothing but a set of instructions. That's a set of instructions given to the compiler, given to the C computer or processor to do the operation. So this set of instructions, if I write it in a file, we call it as a source code. So in Java language, what we do, we just take one file, we just open one file, and then we write statements or instructions. So whatever I'm underlining, it's just a representation of instructions. So I'm going to write instructions or program using Java statements. So all this represents Java statements. We're going to learn that one by one, guys. Statements. In general, I'm just representing with the lines. So we are going to write a program using Java statements. So that program, we call it as a Java program, right? And these Java statements are high level language it's a high-level language which is made up of English words, so that it's easy for programmer like us where a human can easily read and interpret and understand the statements. It's purely built on English words. So this high-level language, it's an high-level language made up of with English words, easy to remember for us guys. Words, a normal words how we speak in real time, real life, the same words is being used in the statements. So it's a responsibility of Java programmer. Whoever writes a program, we call him as a programmer. This fellow is responsible to write it. So you should create this one. So you have to write the program using Java statements, the instructions. Once we know the Java statements, you will start writing that instructions. And once you return that instruction, it should be saved in a file with the extension .java. This is important guys. This is the first thing you should know. You write your instructions. After I teach you the programming instructions, you write your instructions and then save that instruction in a file with the extension of .java only. You have to keep .java. You should not keep other than .java, because this is to indicate you have written a program in a Java language. So if you want, if you take, let's say for example, I have written a program in C language, how do I differentiate C language files from Java language files? So C language should be kept with an extension .c. Same way, if I want to write a C language, I have to use .cpp extension. Every language has its own extension to recognize. So Java has an extension of .java, and it is we as a programmer, when who writes a program should save it with the extension .java. And you can give any name you want. So the name of the file, it's left to you guys. Whatever name you want, you can give. So I'm just keeping that xyz.java. Now this step is called as a source code creation, and we call this as a source code or source file. Is called as a source code file or source code, right? So the source code is created by using Java statement, and we write that instruction. That instructions are nothing but program which performs some operation. It's going to do some particular operation, and that operations we are going to save it in a file with a .java extension. Now the thing is here, the statements are made up of English words. A computer or a processor in your computer cannot understand English words. It will never understand the words written in English syntaxes. Every processor will understand only the machine level language or a binary formats. But the program what we are going to write in Java, the source code which is going to be created in the Java is made up of English words. So the processor can never understand the Java statements. It will never going to understand the Java statements, guys. So what we have to do is we have to convert this Java statements into the machine understandable statement or the CPU understandable statements. So then only we can ask the CPU, the processor, to run and give the result of the program what we have written. So to do that process, to do such conversion, now we have to translate the Java statements into the machine executable statements. To translate that, we have to feed this file. We have to give this file to the one of the component of Java, which is called as Java language, which is called as a compiler. So we will give it to the Java compiler. In short form, we call it as a Javac. Do you remember in the syllabus I gave the word called Javac? So Javac stands for what? Java compiler. Now what is the job of this Java compiler? What work it's going to do? this Java compiler. The Java compiler is responsible for translating the Java statements into the machine executable statements, right? It is responsible to translate Java statements to machine executable statements, right? But it will not directly keep on translating. The moment you give this file to the Java compiler, it will not immediately start translating. Before it begins the translation, it will always verify, cross-verify your source code. Have you followed the syntaxes? It will check whether you have written the statements with proper syntaxes. That is what the compiler is going to do. That it directly, it will not convert that Java statements to the bytecodes, guys. It will never directly do that. Before doing that, it will cross-verify whether the programmer has written the statements properly. Is he following the syntaxes of the Java language? Then after that, it will also check, is he following, he or she who has written a program, is it followed with the rules of the Java language? So basically, this Java compiler checks whether the program written is followed according to the rules and the syntaxes of Java language only. If the programmer is not followed the syntaxes, he did some mistake in syntax, or is he missed some rules to be followed, then the compiler will throw an error which is known as compile time error. So it will call as a compile time error. So we compile time error. An error which is thrown by compiler is called as a compile time error. Now here we should understand why compiler will throw the error. Why compiler tells that you are doing mistake. Why? Because compiler responsibility is to check the syntaxes and the rules written by program written by you. If the programs written by you is not as per the rules and the syntaxes of Java language, then it will throw error. That error is called as a compile time error. Now what I should do as a developer, as a programmer, what I should do if I get a compile time error? If we get a compile time, let's say you are practicing some program, you got some compile time error. What I should do in such cases? You should go back to your source code, open your source code, see where the exact error is coming and fix that error. You have to correct that error. So to correct that error, you should go back to your source code. So go back to the file. So what you have written already, open that file and modify your source code. After modifying, you have to give that to the again compiler, telling that boss, I have changed I've fixed the errors, I corrected my errors. Please cross verify and tell us whether it's correct or not. Now again compiler cross verifies your syntaxes and rules, and if it couldn't find any error, then it will start translating. So it will start translation. Translation means it is going to convert one format of language to the other format. So what is this compiler will do? It will not directly do translation, guys. So even though compiler is meant for translation and compiling your source code, so it will not directly do the translation. First it will check the syntaxes and rules. If anything mistakes you have done, then it will throw compile time error. As a developer, we should go back to the source code, fix that error, and again tell the compiler to compile it. Now the compiler again checks the syntax and rules. If nothing is wrong here, it will translate it. Sir, what happens first time only my program is correct? The first time only when you give your program is correct, it will not throw any error. If there is any error or syntax rules, then only it will give error, guys. First time only you have written a perfect code, perfect rules you followed, perfect everything you followed, rules and syntax, it will not throw any error. Simply compiler will not throw errors. So it will not have any kind of guards on you, guys. It will just only think sees syntax is correct or not. If not correct, throws errors. If it is correct, start translating. So here guys, what I'm explaining you guys here, as a developer, if you get compile time error, what is your responsibility? Leave it, what compiler will do it. It will do its job. But what is your job as a developer, as a beginner, as a program writer? What is your job if you get a compile time error? So your job is, first step is what? You should go to the source code, open the source code and fix the error in which line you are getting, and then ask the compiler again to compile it. That is what your responsibility. Now, moving forward. Assume that you have not got any error. The compiler has started translation. So once compiler has started translation, so the compiler will give us an output. The compiler is going to give us an output. That output is one file. It's a file. That file is made up of certain statements. Right? That statements are called as bytecode. It is called as a bytecode statements. That means the Java compiler translates the Java statements into a new statement called bytecode statement. This translation will happen only when there is no compile time errors. Now these bytecodes are saved or kept with the extension. The extension is dot class, and the name, it will be having some name. No, don't worry about the name. We'll worry about the names later. So it will going to have a name and it will have an extension dot class extension. Now here you have to be very careful, guys. You have to observe here. So one is dot Java, other one is dot class. Two files you will get in Java language, guys. Dot Java is called as a source file, and dot class is called as a executable file. So in intros, guys, if they will ask, some companies they'll ask, what is an executable file in Java language? So that executable file is a dot class file. So you should say it's a dot class file is executable file. Who creates this dot class file? Is a programmer. We create this one or compiler creates this one? So that's a question you get in intro, guys. So we should answer it. It's created by compiler. Now what does this file contains? What is the statement is going to contain? Is it containing a Java statements or is it containing bytecode statements? So you should say in intro panel, it contains bytecode statements. And this bytecode statement, guys, it is not human readable and understandable statement. It is not in a format where we can open and see and understand the syntaxes. It is a machine for, it is understandable by Java only. It's not in a human readable format. That is the reason we cannot directly create bytecodes. In intro or any point of time anyone asks you, why can't I directly create bytecode statements directly? Why should I write the source code, then ask the compiler to convert it into bytecode? So directly I'll write bytecode. If I want to write directly bytecode, we should understand the syntaxes of bytecode and bytecode language. But that syntax is not human readable and not human writable. So we cannot directly write it. So it can be written by compiler only. As a human, as a programmer, what we can write source code using Java statements. That Java statements is a human readable and writable statement. So that our job is only writing the program, Java source code. Rest all it's taken care by compiler, right? Now the compiler will give us, now what the compiler will give us now, dot class file which contains a bytecodes, right? Now that's a step 2. Now the step 1, so if you observe the step 1, so we have done step 1, source code creation. So this is step 1, source code creation. We have created one source code here, and that source code is given to the compiler. The step 2, compilation. So I explained 2 steps, guys. Step 1 source code, step 2 compilation. So after the compilation, the output of compilation, we get a bytecodes. Now this bytecode should be given to the another unit, and another unit, guys, so which is known as JVM. We should give it to the JVM. So we should hand over this one to JVM. JVM is a short form of, so JVM stands for, so those who are very new to this language, so JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. It's just a name, guys. You don't find any machine. Don't look for a machine inside your computer. So it's just a software name. Java Virtual Machine is the name they have given, right? What is the job of this JVM? So what it will do? This JVM understands what it will do. Understands, the job of JVM is understand bytecode. So it will understand the bytecode, then execute, then it will execute the bytecode. It is responsible for executing bytecode and then gives result. So the JVM is going to do these many operations. So it will take the bytecode, understand the instructions of the bytecode, and then execute the bytecode and then gives the result according to the bytecode. The output of this JVM is our result of the program. Suppose if I have written a source code to print the numbers from 1 to 100, then that printing of numbers from 1 to 100, I'll write it in a Java statements. That program I'll give to the compiler. The same syntaxes will be translated into bytecode format, and that bytecode format will be given to the JVM. JVM will execute that bytecode and gives the result. So in this case, since my example is printing print 1 to 100, this is my example, print 1 to 100, then the output should be, here the output should be of what? 1 to 100 printed on the screen, right? So what program I write, that result JVM will give. Suppose if I write a program to calculate the Fibonacci series or calculate the prime numbers, print only the prime numbers, that program, the JVM will do it. So that's an instruction I should give. I should write that instruction in the in the source code, guys, right? So the responsibility of JVM is to take the bytecode, understand it, execute it, and give the result as per what the bytecode is mentioned, right? So this JVM alone cannot execute it. The JVM will not do alone its own work, guys. So JVM will make use of, it's going to make use of another component. In other words, JVM is a part of JRE. The JVM is present in the JRE. So JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment. Java Runtime Environment. Now, what is this runtime environment? The runtime environment is nothing but a software. It's also a software. JVM is also a software. JR is also a software. What this runtime environment will do? It provides a necessary softwares required for the JVM to run and show the result. So JVM has its own work. So JVM can do the execution. It will execute the bytecode. It knows how to execute bytecode. To execute bytecode, it needs some additional support. That additional support is given by JRE. Without the help of JRE, JVM cannot execute. So, or in other words, you can say JRE sets up the environment for JVM to execute it. So it's a main thing is here JRE. JR is used by JVM to run the program and give the result of it. See, environment means, for example, if you take what we are doing now, what you people are doing. You are sitting in a classroom, in an auditorium room, or anywhere where you have a screen projected and you are watching what I'm teaching. So what I'm teaching. So if you want to conduct online sessions globally across, I should have a proper environment. So I should have my computer connected to the network. I should have an application which streams the live classes to everyone, and that streaming should be available for all other places. So we call this as an environment, online classroom environment. It's a virtual. You cannot see me, I cannot see you guys, but still we can conduct the classes. So to support this one, there are softwares. So we have to install that softwares and we have to do that one. Video streaming, audio streaming, video conferencing software, all those things there are, and that's an environment to do that one. So my job, my work is what I am a Java trainer. Wherever they give me an environment, I'll go and teach it. The environment means students should be there, audience should be there. So proper, if it is online, I should have a computer so that I can explain. It is offline, I should have a board and the markers to explain it. So I should have an environment to teach something, the Java language. So you should have an environment where you can sit and listen what faculty is teaching. If it is a classroom, you will sit closely in the classroom where faculty is there and you can interact. He uses the whiteboard and blackboard to write the content and explain. And if it is an online training, you should use the computer to log into that and access that from your place. So that called as an environment, guys. So here GRE is an environment which provides the supporting stuffs or a software to the JVM so that JVM can execute and give the result of your program. Right. So this is what entire thing I have covered in a simple one slide. So 3 steps. The step 1, source code creation. Step 2, compilation. Step 3, execution. So step 3 is execution. Right. Now here, guys, as a developer, we have to be very careful. One more thing here is we might get an error during execution. Most of the time we get logical errors here, not a syntax errors. Syntax errors will occur at the compile time. Logical errors will occur at the runtime. Why it is called as a runtime? Because these errors are identified or detected at the execution time. So during execution, if we get any error, we call it as a runtime error. Now, sir, as a developer, if I get a runtime error, what should I do? Should I go and change the bytecode or should I go and change the source code? Should I change bytecode or should I change source code? Right? Remember, guys, I told you something. Bytecode is not a human readable and writable format. So we cannot touch this one. We cannot do anything to this bytecode. Then what if I want to do the changes to fix this runtime error? I have to go back. I have to go back to where? Source code only. I should go back to the source code and then modify the source code. And once you modify the source code, the cycle repeats. So you have to give it to the compiler, and compiler will give us a new bytecode, new .class file, and new .class file I should give it to the JVM, and JVM will give us me what? Output. Right? So you get runtime error or you get compile time error. The fixing should be done. Fixing of this one should be done where? In the source code only. So if you get any error, the changes should be done to the source code. That is the first fundamental thing a developer should know. Right? If I get error, what are the changes I should do? Where changes I should do now? These are the changes, you have to do it. So all this red line arrow, I'm indicating your After changes, what are the things you should do. Done. Clear? Fine. So let's give you 5 minutes of time to note down all these things. Note down neatly like this only. And in the intro, if they ask, when you attend intro, if they ask, can you explain how Java program execution happens? What are the stages involved in Java program execution? Write down these block diagrams and explain. The interviewer will be very, very happy because you are covering in depth with this diagram. Done? So just quickly take down this one. Okay. So you should be very, you should know what is this compile time error. Those are beginning learning first time programming language. So what is a compile time error, runtime error, everything we'll see practically, guys. Once I start from tomorrow practical, today is the only session where you will go through theory part. So rest all will open the program, we'll write program, we'll see practically the errors, we'll see practical runtime errors and compile time error, we'll fix it and we'll run again everything. But theory part of what is JVM, what is JRE, what do you mean by Java compiler, what's the role of Java compiler, what's the role of JVM, and what's the role of JRE. So that you should know, since you are learning the language, you should know the component of the language. You will not do all, you will not develop all these things, guys. Your job is only to write program. The rest all is taken care by compiler and JVM, guys. Right. So 2 words you have to be very careful here, or you should remember this one. One is a .java file, other one is a .class file. So .java contains byte source code, that's a Java statements, whereas .class file contains bytecodes. So which is not a human readable and writable format. Okay, now if you see this diagram, the flow what I've explained from the source code to the JVM. So it looks like steps are more compared to the C language or compared to C++. So yes, it is more because we have an extra code here called bytecode, so which is not present in C language or a C++. That extra intermediate code is not there. So directly it will take, your source code will be directly to the executable file and it runs directly. But here, why it is done like that? Why Java is done like this? What made Java to design like this? So why they have a bytecode here, bytecode concept here, right? So that for that I'll take one example. Guys, again I'll write some diagram to explain why we need this bytecode. What is the benefit of designing like this, right? So I'm going to create one more new page here, guys, and I'm going to start here now. See, softwares, you can develop the applications on a different operating system. So we in industry we have Windows, very popular operating system, then Linux, then Mac OS, then Sun Solaris. Different operating systems are there, which is being used by users. If you take, let's say, analyze the same steps with respect to operating system, guys. Let's say I have one system, one computer. System means here I'm saying PC, computer. So inside the system, so its Windows operating system is installed. So this system is configured with the Windows operating system. So now on this system, I will write one source code. That source code is a Java source code. Let's say a.java. It's a source code a.java, and that source code I will give to the Java compiler, which is responsible. This Java compiler is responsible to give back or give us a file. I'll get one file. That file is, let's say, a.class, which is nothing but a bytecode. All this I'm doing on a computer which is having an operating system Windows OS, right? Now, so on this system, let's say I'll install one on this system, JRE is been installed. JRE is there. So if JRE is there, JVM will also be there, because JVM will be inside JRE. So JRE is installed means JVM will be present. So we'll hand over this file to the JRE, and then we will tell the JVM to run this class or this program and give the result. The JRE and JVM will run it and give the result of this program, guys. So it will give the output. So whatever the program I have written, according to that it will give the output, right? So now let's take, I have one more system. So I have another system. Let's say this is system 1. There is one more system, system 2. It's another PC. In that PC, its Unix operating system is installed. It's not a Linux, sorry, it's not a Windows. Let's say Unix operating system is installed, right? Operating systems are different here, guys. One is a Windows, other one is a Unix. Both are entirely different operating system. Now, I want to run this a.class file, this executable file in the Unix, or I want to run the same program in the Unix operating system and see whether it is giving me an output or not, right? If it is not Java language, then it will not work. If the programs are written in Java language, and then it perfectly works, because in Java language, guys, the beauty of Java language is we can copy this one to here. Just copy the class file, a.class file. Don't take the source code and do compilation again. Just take the a.class file to here, copy that one here. I'm going to copy that file here. After copying which file, a.class, no need of source code. So after copying that, you can run that code, that byte code in the second system which is installed by operating system, which is having a OS Unix operating system. So it will work. It will work because on this system also we need JRE, right? Same way, if you have one more operating system, let's say, so I have one more system. So I'm taking a third system as an example, system 3, which is having Mac OS, right? So you can copy this one, guys. So the same .class file I'll copy here, right? So I'll copy that one, but that is in a different operating system, a.class, right? Now that will, here also I should have JRE. So we can give it to this, to the JRE, right? Now observe here guys, compilation is one time. I'm doing compilation one time compilation. But whatever we get after that one time compilation, the .class file, you can take that and run on any place, run on any operating system. Here also I can run, I can execute. Run means execute your program. So run on any operating system, irrespective of which operating system. So our program will work guys. The Java works because Java is platform independent. So Java is known as a platform independent. It is called as a platform independent. So .class file can be executed on any OS, with provided JRE is installed. So it is not dependent on OS, it is a independent of OS. So hence it is called as the name it is given as what? Platform independent. Platform independent, right? It's called as a platform independent. So what do you mean by platform independent? So any software, any program, if you develop on one operating system and it can run on any operating system without any changes, any modification, so we call it as a platform independent. So Java is a platform independent. This is because the bytecode can be executed on any operating system without recompilation, without doing a recompilation according to the operating system. But here we need JRE. Without JRE we cannot execute, because JRE is the one which runs and gives you the, with the help of JVM, which runs and gives you the result. So without JRE we cannot run our programs. So JRE is mandatory, but independent of operating system. So this made Java very popular in industry, where we can write software in one operating system and we can use that software in any operating system. It works fine, right? So that's a reason. In the previous slide, if you have observed, we had one extra bytecode. So that extra bytecode, so that extra bytecode is because of to get this platform independent. And this was not, this is Java is the one which come up with a platform independence at the time. It made huge popularity to Java. So still people are using this one. Do you have any other language now in industry now with platform independent? Yes, .NET also made as a platform independent. But first to introduce is Java, right? So now here guys, from this point, from this topic, in intro, if they ask why we need bytecode, why Java has converted the source code into bytecode, what is the necessity of doing that one? Tell me, you know Java, you learn Java, tell me why we need bytecode. So your answer should be to achieve platform independency. Explanation should be, sir, we can develop a Java program and we can compile it on any operating system. Once we get the .class file, that .class file I can execute on any operating system, provided JRE is installed there. So one time compilation, any number of time, any platform I can run. So that concept is called as a platform independent. Then, so please take down this diagram with, see, any explanation in intro if they are doing, guys, do with a diagram. Easy to convey your knowledge to the other person with this flow, with the diagrammatic flow. right? So take down this one, 2 minutes. So take down this and I'll tell you how to get this JRE, how to get this JVM, all those things. Okay, so 2 slides, 2 concepts we covered. So one is what is the steps involved in Java, compilation, source code creation, compilation and execution, and other one, the one is what you mean by platform independent. So why Java is called as a platform independent, so how to get this platform independent, so everything will learn so in today's session, guys, right? So now with this you can only tell, you can only, if someone asks you, so what are the components we need to write a Java program in a computer. Let's say in my laptop I want to write and run Java program, so you can only tell what are the components needed now. The components needed are your Java compiler we need for compilation purpose, and JVM for execution, and JVM we get once by installing JRE. So we have to install Java compiler and JRE. So if we install this, we can start writing programs, guys, right? But still I'll give you the step, what are the softwares required for installation and execution. Let's do that. Okay, I'm going to do with the software required. What are the softwares we have to install, right? So we need, you need to use 3 softwares, guys. So we have to have 3 softwares here. What are the 3 softwares? One, you should have a text editor so that you can write programs. The text editor you can use Notepad. You can use a Notepad, which by default comes in your Windows operating system. And one more thing, guys, since Java is platform independent, don't assume that you should learn in all operating system. So don't get, sir, I have a Windows operating system, should I install Unix, should I install Mac OS to learn all the things? Nothing required. If you have a Windows in your laptop, that is enough. So don't worry about all other operating systems. That you will not do now. So once you go to industry, there you learn how to run it on different platforms, right? But while learning, as a beginner, we just need whatever you have in your laptop, it's fine, operating system, right? So if you have a Windows operating system, by default you'll get a Notepad, or if you want, I would prefer not to use Notepad. Don't use Notepad because it's very old editor. Instead you can use Notepad++, or you can use Edit+. Any text editor would be fine. So any of the text editor you want, you can use it. So we don't have any problem with that. But don't use Notepad because it's an old thing, and writing a program with the proper indentation will be difficult in Notepad, right? So another thing, you should have JDK. You have to install JDK, guys. JDK is a nothing but Java. It's a Java development kit. So once we get this development kit, once you install this development kit, it will automatically install Java compiler. You no need to install separately. You just download JDK kit and install Java compiler. You install the kit will install Java compiler and JRE. So inside JRE you will have JVM. So automatically once you install a kit, you will get JDK, you will get Java compiler, JVM as well as GRE, right? Now which version I should use? Version of this you should use is, you can use 1.6, 1.7 or 1.8 version. Any of these versions you can download and you can use it, right? So don't use earlier than 1.6. Don't use 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 and all. So try to use latest version. The latest one is a 1.8. This is the latest one. You can use either 1.7 or 6 is also fine. Any of these three mentioned version you can install in your system, guys. And I'll show you the link also. So next, you should have one IDE tool. So IDE tool is important, guys. This IDE stands for integrated development environment tool. In industry, guys, once you go to the company and if you start working in a company, we use IDE, guys. We will not write program in editor. We will not write text editor. We will not use any text editor, guys. We use IDE because it's a faster, it gives a lot of assistant for a programmer, and it helps you to find out the errors and debug the errors easily. So that tools are widely used in industry, because in industry we write a lot of programs, guys, lot of codes we write. So there should be some assistant from the tool to identify errors and all those things. That is very much easy in IDE, guys. So what are the IDEs? You can write a program. Very popular IDE is Eclipse. So you can download the Eclipse and you can use it. And then if not, the next popular is NetBeans. These are all the software names, guys, I'm giving. Eclipse is the name of the software. NetBeans is the name of software. So, so you just download that software, that tools, you can use it. Now my recommendation, what I will be using while explaining. So tomorrow, initially I'll start with Edit+, and later I'll use Eclipse. So I'll be using Edit+. If you want to use that also you can use, or you can use Notepad also. But Eclipse I'll use. If you are comfort with NetBeans, if you guys already know, some of you knows NetBeans, your comfort, you can do with the NetBeans, and 1.8 version or 1.7, any of these three is fine. So any three is fine for learning Java, guys, basic core Java programming. So any of these versions you want, you can install it, right? So just take down this one, guys. What are the tools, what are the softwares you should know and install in your system. Okay. Now, so let me go in detail about this JDK, guys. This JDK, so you have different Java editions. Just for your knowledge, just for your information, guys. So there are different editions of Java. Edition is just like your book, guys. You'll get the first edition book, second edition book, third edition textbook. Like that, here Java also has a 3 different editions. You get in a 3 editions. So first edition we call it as a Java SE. SE stands for Standard Edition. We call it as a Standard Edition. Second one, Java EE. Double E stands for Enterprise Edition. Right. Third one, Java ME called as a micro edition, right? 3 different editions we go for, guys. So learning core Java means you can work on any edition. So there is nothing like you have to use this particular edition only. So core Java programming means you can switch on, you can use for any type of editions. Standard edition is used to develop desktop application. So whenever we are developing in industry desktop applications or small client server applications, we always use in industry Java SE. If you are developing huge big web applications, enterprise means big resource, big information, big web applications, so then we go for enterprises like banking applications, your Facebook kind of applications. So huge applications where a lot of informations and transactions will be there. So income tax applications, all those things if you are developing, we go for enterprise applications. Micro edition is for developing embedded applications. So Java initially was invented to work on embedded applications, guys. So but it's because of its popularity, people started using in information technology also. So embedded application means you can develop like programs which runs on a chips, directly embedded on the chips. So a simple example at your home, nowadays everyone are using set-top box, TV set-top box. So if you see TV set-top box, that programs and all written with Java only, where you can change the channel, you can change all the volumes and all that software which you get when you switch on guide, when you click on guide, movie guide and all those things. So there is a software developed for that. That software is developed and embedded into that device by using this Java micro edition, guys. And mobile applications which comes with the apps which comes with your Android mobile. So all those things are built-in apps which is developed with a Java only. So different purpose we have a different edition, guys. So if you're thinking, sir, after learning core Java, which one I will be learning? Core Java is used in all these places. So that the beauty of learning core Java is, if you know Java, you can get an opportunity to work on a desktop and client server application. You get an opportunity to work on web application. You get an opportunity to work on embedded applications. So anywhere you can work, guys. You just need to know the language. The language, if you know, you can become very good program. Any application you can develop on Java. Then, so this is just an introduction and overview of a Java component, first topic, guys. So it's a theory. I know it's a theory session today. So but tomorrow, by tomorrow onwards, you can start with a programming. And this edition, you can note down this one, guys. All these 3 editions, just for your information. But once you install this JDK, you will get SE, guys. The JDK you will download from SE. I'll show you that how to download and all, right? Okay. So let me open the browser. I'll just show you the URL and the links from where you should download, guys. You can see now first thing. So if you want to get the Edit Plus, you can directly click on the URL editplus.com. This is a URL to download the Edit Plus. So once you get on this Edit Plus, guys, you have a download Edit Plus text editor here. So on the home page only, you will get a link. You can download it. Once you click on this, you can get downloaded all the sorry, the binaries, guys. You will get the binary downloaded here. So just click on this, it will start downloading. It's simple. This Edit Plus downloading is simple, guys. Right? Now another one. If you want to download Eclipse, www.eclipse.org. This is a URL. You have to download eclipse.org. So I'll just copy that one here. Eclipse.org. So this is eclipse.org now. This is a home page of it. So inside this, you have a right corner, you have a download link here. So you can directly click on that link. So if you click on that link, so you have to download. So here it is for 64-bit. So for 32-bit, you can click on download packages. So once you visit this page, you'll come to know, guys, how to download all those things. If you click on download packages, I'll show. I clicked on that. It's loading. Okay, there is a question. Sorry, I saw now. How to get the class file from one operating system to another operating system? That you have to do if both the systems are in same network. You can do the file transfer. If the system is not in a network, you have to copy to the storage, the USB device or a disk file, and then you have to copy it. That's a question from GIT. How to get the .class file from one OS to another OS is, if two OS are in a network, file transfer is used. So the answer is, if the systems are connected in the same network, then we can do file transfer. If the systems are not connected in the network, then we have to copy it to the US pen drive or your CD, and then from that you have to copy to the system, right? But in real time, sir, when I work in my companies and all, how it will be connected in a network. So it will be connected in a network. From one network to another network, you can transfer it using a file transfer concept. Then okay, sorry, my system doesn't have authority to download, so you have to click on this download packages. So it will download that. So this is a URL for Eclipse, guys. I'll give better URL, guys, where directly you can download the packages. Okay, this is the URL. You have to download this Java EE. So where the mouse is pointing, it should download that. So here you will get different packages. So top one is the latest one. Second one is the neon packages. This is just package, means here version. In Eclipse they call it the packages, but actually it's a version. So you can download, but right side, see guys, when you're downloading, either you download text Edit Plus, or you download Java, you download Eclipse, but make sure your operating system is which bit, 32-bit or 64-bit. So directly you click on 32-bit, guys. Here if it is 32-bit or if it is 64, click on that link, you'll get the packages according to that. So you can download directly here only, right? So it depends, guys, which link you are, which operating system you are using, you can download that one, right? So always directly go to this a package. I'll tell you the URL is, this is better. This is directly go to downloads, that URL. So another URL to download Java is in Oracle website.com technetwork java index.html. Okay, so this is a URL where directly you can take it from the direct downloads you will get, guys. You no need to navigate at all. So this is a direct download. What I'll do now, I will put all this URL in the chat box, and everyone can I'll sending this one. Everyone can use it. I shared in your chat box. You can use the case, everyone. Here you need to click on SE. So here, see here, you can make out here, there is the option called Java SE. Click on that. So once you click on the Java SE, you'll get download here. That's all. You shouldn't need to download. So those who don't want Eclipse, you want a NetBeans and Java is from Oracle company. So if you want to use that directly, you can use it, guys. Right? You click on download, and once you click on download, so here, so you will get the kit. So 8 means here 1.8. You accept the license and click on the Windows. Here last 2 rows is for Windows operating system. So X64 is for 62-bit, 64-bit operating system. X86 is for 32-bit operating system. So please be careful. First one is 32-bit, second one is 64-bit. Right? So just click on that download. So keep it ready with your system downloading. Tomorrow I'll show you how to install and how to start writing a simple program. Whatever the theory I gave today, so that theory tomorrow I'll cover it with whatever the theory I gave today. So tomorrow I'll do the practical part, and so you can. So I would like to share to everyone, guys, individually. If you have any queries on each day topic, please drop a mail. I'm very happy to address all your queries. I'm very happy to address. Drop here. This is my email, official email ID, right? You can also put your queries on my page, Keshava FB page, Keshava Era, right? Put it on a page, guys. Don't put it on a profile. Page, right? Use page. I'm okay to answer you guys, or you can ping me in the Facebook chat box also. So better you guys drop a mail to this email ID on each topic. So today's topic, if you have any questions, if you need any clarification, please drop a mail to this one. And as gradually, once we start with programming and all, if you have any questions, once we start programming, you obviously will have a lot of questions. So please, since it is not a face-to-face direct interactive, so I want you guys to learn better way with this non-interactive sessions. Let's make it interactive over the mail, and I'm 100%. I'll give you confidence that I'll reply back, guys. I'll reply and answer your queries. Right? Done. So today I'll stop here only, guys. Today's session. So if you have any questions, you can ask. You can ask now also. We have a time. You can ask, but I don't know whether you have a facility to ask question over their entire crowd. But you can drop a mail to your guys. Right. And frequently you will get a based on the topic, guys. You will get some assignments. That assignments. So you have to solve it, and you interact with them coordinators who are there. So any questions if you get, first talk to the coordinator, and if you want to still write a mail to me, you can write, and I'll keep on giving assignments. Your coordinators will cooperate with you to solve the assignments, and that assignments, what are the assignments I'm going to give you, this will definitely help you to work in industry, guys. It's not just learning the subject. So you will definitely remember all my assignments, my concepts once you start working in a real company. When you go to industrial, you understand, okay, Keshav used to tell like this is what the meaning of Keshav was saying. So all these things you'll understand there, guys. You'll realize, and you'll recall my contents over there, guys. So practice, and one more thing is, this is a programming stuff you're learning. You're not learning a theory subject here. It's a programming stuff. Whatever daily I do programs here, Those are only theory session, guys. I myself get bored if I take theory of the topic, guys. So this is the only concept I take theory. So rest all is practical. I'll open editor, I'll open Eclipse and I'll start writing everything. I'll write and explain. So as we learn, so you will get a lot of programs, guys. I'll cover up a lot of programs while teaching you guys. As a step one, what you have to do, take that programs and start writing by yourself and run yourself. First, what are the programs I cover in the classroom in online session, take that program, I'll share that programs. You can note down. Better if you guys note down the program and run by yourself, it's good. If I share, all students have a wonderful skill of copy, paste and run. So you'll not become a developer, you'll become a copy paste runner. So that's how all students will do, guys. Even I also did like that only at my school days. But real learning, real learning you'll come to know only when you write programs, guys. So take the same program, write it yourself. So don't copy paste and run. The same program, don't do any additional things. Same program, write yourself, run, see the errors. You should get errors. If you are getting errors, I will bet you guys you are learning very well. If you are not getting errors, you are not learning. You have to get errors. A developer should know how to fix the errors, and to fix the error you should get errors. If you are getting errors, you are in a right path of learning the subject. If you think, sir, my friend has executed, he didn't get any error, I think he's learning very fast. Sir, my programs are not compiling at all, I'm getting a lot of errors. So that means you are in a right path. If you know fixing the errors at the time of learning, and once you join a company, there if you get a lot of errors, you know how to fix it. The guy who has not got any error while learning, at his work time, at his office, if he gets some error, he'll get panic of fixing the errors. Now you are getting panic. In the job, you'll not get panic. The ulta, that's all. So you should get errors. Take the program, write it, execute it. If you get error, fix it, execute it, fix it, execute it. If you cannot fix it, you tried and failed to fix the program errors, please write a mail to me or contact your coordinators, as well as you can also, they definitely help you out, guys. If not, you can write a mail to me or ping me on the Facebook. I'll help you out, guys. Right? But practice makes you perfect in a programming language, guys. And I will make you perfect in Java. After my session, everyone will tell, sir, I learned super duperly Java. I remember lifelong this Java. That concept I'll give you. But from your end, I want practice. If you're not practicing my daily programs, it's a waste. Waste of my session, waste of your time, waste of this organization, waste of this scheme given by government itself. Right? So I'll wind up. It's almost 3:45, 3:40. I'll wind up today. So tomorrow we'll start doing the practical, guys. I'll show you installation. So then I'll start doing compilation and execution of programs, and we'll start with the variables, introduction to variables tomorrow, guys. Fine. So thanks for attending my session. So hope you understood today's session. So if you have any feedback, anything, you can communicate to the coordinators as well as to me, guys. Fine. Okay. So I'll just close this one.